Welcome everybody back to the third practice plan video for 6U and 8U for the Blue Jackets Hockey League season. Starting as always with the practice plan, we have our weekly coaching focus, which is why is chaos so important for development? And the answer is repetition without repetition. It's a really important concept for how we design the activities and how we design the overall practice for the players so that everything is repetition without repetition. So they're not going through the same static movements over and over and over again. All right, let's jump into the practice for the next couple weeks. Here we have 6 stations as always. For these stations, we're going to need an ice marker, 7 small or intermediate goals, 3 cones for the Clippers passing here in the corner, 10 to 12 tires, and maybe a little bit more. The number isn't too important for the chaos skating skills. Just a lot of tires and cones. Some tennis balls, blue pucks, and of course some barriers as well. So, going into the activities, first we have tennis ball dodgeball, and here it's like tag. The taggers, everyone's going to drop their sticks, so you can line their sticks up over here on the boards, and everyone's going to drop their sticks, and 2 players are going to be designated the taggers. Those players will have a tennis ball in their hands. They have to keep their gloves on. Everyone has to keep their gloves on. And they're going to skate around with the tennis ball and try to throw it underhand and hit one of these players that's evading below the net. So if that happens, if they are successful and hit someone, they go get the ball, and now they're the tagger. And the person that did throw it, the person that was the tagger, once they hit someone, they become an evader. And so the players know who's it by who has a tennis ball in their hand and who to avoid in that way. So there we're working on skating skills, of course. We're working on awareness, so getting their heads up to seeing who has that tennis ball, who do I need to avoid at this moment, and things like that. And we're working on decision making as well. As a coach here, you can be a tagger too if you want. Try to get involved that way. You can also pull kids and help them with individual skating skills that you see they might need extra help with as well. All right, moving into the neutral zone, along the scorer's box, we have Nationwide Boulevard one-on-ones. And this is going to be a one-on-one battle with X here defending this net and attacking in this direction on the ice. When X gets the puck, they have to skate the puck behind their net, and then they can attack and try to score. These dotted lines are important as they create Nationwide Boulevard. And in order to score, you have to be on Nationwide Boulevard. So you have to be in the middle of the ice, in the front of the net, and that's how you can score a goal. And we're doing this for several reasons. First of all, offensively, it works on trying to get the players to go to the middle of the ice, go to the front of the net, and score from the middle. Defensively, it's focusing on angling the players away from the scoring area, forcing them away from the front of the net and into bad angle shots. So a little bit of the role 1, the player with the puck, and a little bit of the role 3, defending the player without the puck, or with the puck, excuse me. As a coach, encourage some creativity, enforce that Nationwide Boulevard. So encourage the kids to get in front of the net, get to the middle of the ice to score their goal, and then ask good questions. Tell me about that shift, what went well, what would you do differently next time, if anything, and things like that. All right. The third station down here in the bottom right corner, we have Clippers passing, and this is after the Columbus Clippers baseball team. This is a hockey baseball game. So what happens is one player at a time is the X player here standing by coach, and they have a puck. That player fires the puck into the zone as shown here with the arrow, anywhere into the zone, as long as it doesn't leave this corner. That is a fair ball. As soon as they shoot that puck into the zone, they need to skate 2 really fast laps around the cone. So as fast as they can go, and try to get back to where coach is and to that home plate. Now, the objective is, the reason they want to go fast is these players here, the circles, they're going to skate and pick up that puck, and they're going to make a pass to each player. So each player has to touch the puck at least once, and then that last player, or they can make a couple more passes, tries to score. As a coach, I want to make sure that these players here in the middle are not staying stagnant, so they're constantly moving around, trying to get open, a little bit like that cooperation passing. But now we're trying to get them to start going towards the net when they get the puck. So a little bit more directional than that cooperation passing. Some progressions we can add are if it's too easy for the skater, then you can increase the number of laps to 3 laps, and you can do that for individuals. So some individuals might only need 1 lap, some individuals might need 3 laps to make it fair. Play that by ear. You can also change the direction of skating, and should change the direction of skating. So let's say that first player went clockwise, and then the next time you would have them go counterclockwise. The learning points here are for that skater. We're working on crossovers and overspeed, so moving as fast as we can. We're also working on, for the other players, passing under time pressure and scoring under time pressure, which is a pretty tough task sometimes when you can get this game going. All right, and then as a coach here, you can encourage the kids to skate as fast as possible. Like a cheetah, or like a ostrich, or any other fast animal that they can think of. You can also make sure that the players that are passing stay spread out, and that everyone has a fair shot to shoot at some point. So it's not the same kid taking the shot over and over and over again. And then make sure that everyone gets a chance to be the batter here in the corner, and an outfielder here in the middle. All right, moving on to station number 4, we have Bull in the Ring. This is a really fun game. It involves having 2 players starting on the outside of the circle. Their objective is to get their puck and place it on the face-off dot. Both of these players are going to be active at the same time, trying to achieve the same task. The 4 players, or however many players, are in the circle here. Their objective is to stop them. So they're trying to defend the circle, defend the dot, and make sure through stick checks, poke checks, stick lifts, or any other type of defense that is allowed in our game. So any competitive contact is allowed, of course, as well. They are trying to defend that dot, and if they are successful and keep them away from the dot and their puck away from the dot for 30 seconds, then they are successful in that round. Every round rotate, so after 30 seconds the round ends. Maybe this player and this player rotate out, and they start outside the circle, and this player rotates in along with this player here. So everyone gets a chance to become the bullfighter and the bull trying to get to the dot. All right, some progressions we can have here, all right, are the number of players outside of the circle to start. If we have more players outside and less players inside, it's going to be easier for the players outside. If we take away players outside and have less players outside, it's going to be more challenging. So you can use that as you see fit for each kid in the group. All right, you can also change the length of time. Maybe you give them 45 seconds, maybe you give them 20 seconds. Increasing the amount of time might make it a little bit easier. Decreasing the time might make it a little bit more tough. To make it easier as well, you can have the defenders flip their sticks over, so it's easier for the puck carriers. If you're seeing no success at all, that might be a good way to get some easier repetitions for the players. All right, here our focus is on stick handling, puck protection, creativity, stick defense, and competitive contact. We want to see a lot of bumping around, of course, within the rules of the game, so going after the puck is our main objective. And then we want to see the players get creative, try to get to that dot any way that they can, and trying to get that dot trying to get that puck on the dot. As a coach here, encourage the creativity, encourage them to try new moves, try new things, handle the puck in new ways, and then celebrate both good moves and good plays by the puck carriers and good defensive plays by the other players as well. And then also with our younger players, our newer players, we might want to and need to encourage proper use of the stick, including holding it and how to give poke checks and things like that are safe and within the rules of the game. The other thing you might want to think about is the amount of players in the circle, as I mentioned earlier, trying to make sure that for each group, the competition level is appropriate. So maybe with the more advanced groups, we have less players starting outside, and the less advanced groups, we have more players starting on the outside. That is a quick way to make it a little bit easier for the players. All right, jumping into chaos skating skills here in the middle zone. This is going to be where we can start to work on our edge work, slow it down a little bit, and work on our inside edges and outside edges in a modern and more useful way than just having them skate up and down the ice or around cones statically. So the idea here is that each player is moving. Sorry, no puck, but each player is moving at the same time, and they can choose where they're going in the zone. So this player here, we can follow his line. He's going around and doing these cones and ends up over here. This player here, she might be moving around like this, and they might run into each other at some point, or they might avoid each other altogether. But every player in the group is moving at the same time. The skating skills change every 2-ish minutes, so around every 120 seconds. My suggestion is to start with simple outside edge or inside edge movements. Something like this is what you would see if they're doing in a straight line. But here, they're skating normally here, and then when they get to an obstacle, they hold, for example, skating in this direction, you're holding your right leg inside edge, coming around like this. And then here, skating normally and holding your left inside edge around here. So trying to get them to move in any creative pattern that they want and increase those repetitions without repetition. The focus of skating skills, of course, edge work, inside edges, outside edges, tight turns, a lot of different movements that we can do in that activity. But we're also working on that repetition without repetition, so that decision making, the awareness, where can I go? Am I going to run into someone if I go this way, if I go that way, and things like that. All right. And as a final station here in the practice, we have the 2-on-2, 3-on-3 game, and this is similar to how it's been run in the past. This station is always important to just let the kids play and experience the game and try to use all the skills that they learned from the practice inside of a game here at the end. And what's the beauty of this is that every time a new coach has this activity for the kids, they're going to have a little bit different focus, right? Some coaches might focus on, man-on-man defense and making sure that you have your player, you're responsible for your player. Some might focus on, hey, let's make a lot of passes here, try to get the puck moving up the ice. Some coaches might focus on always having a player in front of the net. So regardless of that focus, try to bring something to that game that you can focus on with the kids and enjoy that station and try to help them see all of their skills that they've been working on throughout the practice come to life in that game. All right, so that is the practice plan for weeks 5 and 6 for 6U and 8U. Thank you very much. Best of luck with the practices. And as always, go Jackets.